Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wyoming, just at the end of the Beartooth Pass, and where Beartooth Pass and Chief Joseph Highway meet. Here for a beautiful evening. Been out exploring a little bit already. Had to change some plans, but that's okay. Lots of mosquitoes. Oh, I can feel them biting me right now. It is not good. But looking to get a good sunset. Just get some cool compositions. Should be good. How's this look? This is insane. Most mosquitoes, or at least tied for the most mosquitoes I've ever been in. I've never used this, but I just happened to stuff it in my pocket, and I'm glad I did, because it is saving me. So, no, other than my hands, that's the only thing they can go for, and they're going for everything. Well, we got a little bit of time before the sun sets. Hoping to get a good spot. I'm not sure if we're going to get any light. Be nice to get into the valley though. Just take a look. See what we can see. Wander out to this vantage point and see what there is. See if we can ditch these mosquitoes anytime. But I doubt it. Clark Fork of the Yellowstone, Chief Joseph Highway. You can see there are a ton of mosquitoes. That's why I got the net. Still getting my hands though. I'm probably going to feel it tomorrow, but it's a great spot. This is kind of plan C. Plan A and B really got shut down on me. I was planning on going camping and staying in a couple spots, but the roads were closed. Couldn't get in, so headed down this way. Overlooking the valley, like I said, hoping to get a good shot of Pilot and Index here. Just iconic location here in northern Wyoming, really close to the park, and we'll see what happens. All right, so I decided on this composition. It works pretty well, I think. You got the trees, kind of framing it. Road right through the middle, Pilot and Index at the center. Getting a little bit of a sunset, potentially. Clouds are moving. It looks like we might be blocking the sun low on the horizon, so we'll see. But right now it's got some good color, so I'm just gonna focus, stack, focus foreground here, maybe on one of these trees a little bit farther back just to make sure, and then background. I should have plenty of depth of field, shooting at f/16, quarter of a second, ISO 100, so just more for safety. Biggest thing I think is I'll be bracketing for the exposure. That way the sky's a little bit blown out. I'm staring straight into where the sun's going down. So I'll have to do it. And these mosquitoes are insane. I don't know, maybe you can hear it on the microphone, I don't know. But they are, holy smokes. I'm gonna be miserable tomorrow. I found the solution. Stand under the drone and the mosquitoes can't keep up. Well, I don't think we're gonna get any light, and with this noise and these mosquitoes, it's kind of ruining the vibe of the landscape here. I mean, it's still fun. I'll remember it for sure, but less than enjoyable.
Alright, here's the shot that I got up there. I didn't take any others just because with the mosquitoes being so bad, I was trying to get a shot and get out of there, and honestly most of my time was spent running away from mosquitoes when I wasn't doing anything with the camera. I like the rock face in the foreground, I like the texture and the light on it. I like the valley and the road that lead up to the peaks in the background. I like those peaks, Pilot and Index, centered. I wish I would have gotten a better sunset. I would have liked some more light on the mountains in the background, but when you're shooting into the sun at sunset, that's what you're gonna get. So this spot is something to keep in mind for a future date. I think maybe a different time of year, maybe a little bit earlier in the day. Who knows? Middle of the summer is a little bit tricky just because it's so late and so bright, and just with the way that the valley is oriented, just shooting straight into the sun. So anyway, overall, I like it. Not anything that I'm super crazy about, but it was still fun to be out there even with the mosquitoes, and a place to keep in mind for later on.
Seriously, guys, well, took the gimbal to its max. This is insane. This is stupid. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to camp. If I do, it's gonna be a rodeo trying to get away from these things, trying to keep them out of where I'm sleeping. Dang. Well, I'm just gonna boogie out and get out of here quick. I think if I can stay ahead of him, we'll be okay.
Well, the mosquitoes did get better the farther down the mountain and closer to the river I got, which was surprising to me. I expected them to be much worse, but it made for a good night. I found a nice spot to camp. Just slept in the Forerunner. I've got a platform and a bed built in there, so it's really comfortable. It was nice and cool, and it was a great spot in the trees right next to the river. Here I am in the morning. I was looking for some sunrise locations, and this one didn't turn out exactly like I hoped, so I'm just doing a voiceover with it. You can see somebody off to the right, parked right with their camper, right on the edge. That would have been the best spot to get the angle that I was hoping for. There's a curve in the river, you can't see because I'm down low, but I just got the camera out to see if I could get anything, but compositionally it really wasn't that great. So I kind of moved around, looked at this. This didn't work either because the camper was right in the way. So just kind of hung out for the morning, waited for the clouds to do their thing. Was waiting for the sun to get a little bit higher, so then it would be hitting the mountain, and then I moved on to my next spot.
And here we go. All right, so I scouted this spot earlier this morning, about 25 minutes ago, so not that long ago. But it's looking like it's gonna do exactly what we hoped for. Could use some more clouds, but I'm not gonna complain too much. There we go, look at that. Look at that. All right, so I've got it lined up just straight down the middle of the river. I've got trees close and trees leaning over towards the back, maybe more mid-ground, and the point pilot is just right in the middle. You can see what we've got here. Get the nice kind of lead of the river up to pilot and index there. You got trees on both sides. You got this big one, as well as these kind of leaning over. Nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Some stuff in the foreground. I don't know about you, but I always have a hard time because I always want to rush around and get as much and do as much as I can. I feel like I'm missing something. In a morning like today, the sunrise is that way, but I can't see it. I can see a glow maybe coming through the trees. So I feel like I'm missing it out, but I have this spectacular view right here. But I still feel like I'm missing something. Even though this is a great morning, it's just that fear of missing out, the fear of missing a shot. And I think the more I get out, the less I feel that pressure, just because you're out more often, and so there's more opportunity, and those shots that you miss become less important. But just rambling on now, just a quiet morning, watching the sun climb up the edge of the mountains. It's not a bad day. Well, the clouds look like they're blocking the sun, and you wouldn't believe it, but the mosquitoes are out again. So I forgot my net in the car, but it's just right over there. So if it gets terrible, I can run back and get it. But man, I cannot believe the mosquitoes. Had a little bit of a break this morning, but not long lived, I guess.
I stayed there for a little bit longer, but the light and the photo from earlier were really the best that they were for that morning. I really like the tunnel of the trees and the river that lead you right up to Pilot Peak there. Would have been nice to maybe have some clouds in the sky, but with that clear sky, it highlights that really sharp point and a really nice contrast with that orange, I think. So overall, really happy with it. Great start to the morning, especially after being disappointed the night before and earlier not being able to get into a position that I think that would have been better with those people camping. So anyway, happy with this shot. I really like it. And yeah, from here just moved on to the next spot for the morning.
All right. I could see the clouds definitely moving in, covering up the sun. Nothing was happening on the peak. Mosquitoes were coming in, getting stronger. As long as you stay moving, they're okay. But when you stand still and give them a chance to land and feast, it's game over. Guess what? Mosquitoes are back. Even worse. Not as bad as yesterday, last night, but I feel ridiculous with this thing on. But I can't tell you how much it's saving me. I mean, I'm looking at my car. I'm just right next to it. I can see the reflection. I can see all the mosquitoes flying around. It's stupid. Anyway, here's where we are. We got a nice reflection. Water's nice and calm. There's some bugs moving on there. Every once in a while you can see it, but these old dead trees just right in the middle. Getting nice reflection off the water. The white bases look really cool. So I'm doing a couple, looking at one kind of tight shot over here and another one right over here. And I'll show you how I've got it framed up. Let's see. So you can see right there, or maybe you can with the glare, but I'm just focusing on really those ones. Just shooting at f8. I've got it on the tripod, turn the stabilization off. ISO 100 because I'm on the tripod, and then shutter speed's coming out to 1/30th of a second. Check the histogram. Everything's sitting right in the middle. It's looking good, so let's go ahead and focus there. Get it on the timer. Boom. Beautiful. Love it. The only thing that would make this better is the mosquitoes gone, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, and now the extreme sport of getting in the car without letting the mosquitoes in. Let's go. I did it. Well, almost. There's one, but the bad news is the light showed up right as they got in the car. So now I'm looking at nice little reflection, or nice little light on the sides, but I don't know if it's going to do any better. So that's the choice I have to make. I'm going to sit here and watch it for a minute and decide and try and get this last mosquito out. All right, yeah, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to handle it. So excuse the awkwardness. All right, get a wide shot. Might have lost that light. It's coming back. Here it goes. Here it goes. Come on, Mr. Sun. Feel them take a bite out of your skin. So, again, time to get into the car. First, though, I run this way to bring all the mosquitoes with me, and then I run back to the car so they don't come in. Yeah, they come. And so moved farther up the road back towards the pass and stopped at this overlook. It just looks straight down the valley. And there's some clouds, low clouds moving through. It's given some nice layers and some separation between. There's a tree and then the hill or the mountain behind it. The light on the tree and the mountains in shadow and the clouds getting the light. It looks really nice. Might be one of my favorites of the trip so far. Still going. Give me a minute. I really like this big lens for this compression. I use it mostly for wildlife, but in certain instances it really isolates and gives a whole different perspective.
This ended up being my favorite image from the overlook. The 2 shots previously I do really like also, but I think with that 400 to 800 millimeter lens I was really able to reach out and isolate that patch of light in that tree on that rock face there. The clouds did also move in and give a little bit more atmosphere and add to the layers, so I think that helps. And overall, just the scale of it is left up to your imagination. You can't see where either of the mountains begin and end, and you just kind of feel like you're up high or you're in a mountain forest, and I really like it. I also did a black and white version of the image just to see what it would look like, and I really like the contrast, focusing on just the light. I do like the coolness of the color image, but I also like the light in the black and white. So I'm undecided. Maybe you can let me know which one you prefer.
All right, that'll do it. Thanks for sticking with me. A little bit chaotic. Original plans didn't work out, so I had to kind of call an audible. But it was still fun. Mosquitoes, I could do without. That's just part of being out here. I took some shots before I started filming since I was a little bit bummed out. I didn't film, but I got some nice wildflowers and aspens that I think will turn out okay. Anyway, I'm trying to do more videos, trying to get out and show everybody just kind of what I do more regularly. So thanks for checking it out. I look forward to seeing you next time, and have a good day.
Thanks to everybody that's made it this far in the video. It's been fun to share the experience of getting out and taking photos. Even with the mosquitoes, even with the change plans, it still turned out to be a really good couple of days, and I'm happy with the way things turned out. Keep an eye out for more videos. I'm hoping to do more, to share more, and to have fun doing it. So look for the videos, and I look forward to sharing the next trip with you. Thanks.